Good evening, everyone, and we are now back into the open session of our Monday, May 8th meeting. Please stand with me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Do we have anyone here tonight to make public comment? Okay, please come up. Good evening. Can you identify yourself and your address, please?
I'm Richard Crane from 37 Faulkner Road in North Andover.
Okay.
I just have one question for the board, and that is, here in North Andover, when a suspect is apprehended by the North Andover Police, does the Board of Selectmen have any position on a police tactic of apparently guiding the suspect into the back of the cruiser for the ride to the police station, or if instead, is there an option at that point for the police officer to forcibly smash the suspect's head into the roof of the cruiser? I ask this question because such actions have repercussions sometimes not known to everybody. I know I didn't expect to face a $20,000 plastic surgery bill to have my face rearranged the way it was. And I don't say it happens every time, but it can happen. And it did happen to me. And I wonder, is there any risk of that reoccurring here in North Andover? Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to our governmental reports.
Do you have a position on that?
We appreciate your comment, but we're not going to respond at this time. Thank you.
How would I ever find out what it is?
So because the item's not on the agenda, the board is not legally allowed to discuss it. So when the public makes a comment, we listen to the comment, but we're not allowed to have a conversation about something that's not on the board's agenda. But I'd be happy to discuss it with you after the meeting if you want.
I would rather you mention it to Chief of Police Charles Gregg, because if he's endorsing that sort of thing, I don't know what his position is. It doesn't matter what your position is or his position is or what.
Thank you, Mr. Crane.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to our governmental reports. We are going to be hearing an update from the Master Plan Implementation Committee. So I think we have Mr. Strauss here for us tonight.
We use the podium.
Thank you.
All right. Hello. For those who don't know me, I'm Jonathan Strauss, Chairman of the Master Plan Implementation Committee. So I'm presenting to you our biannual progress report. Just move back a step. We used to do these quarterly, but we've determined in the meantime, based on the load before us, that it's probably best at this time to go biannual, if we reserving the right to go quarterly if need be. So this is our biannual one. Real quick, I'm not going to read the whole thing verbatim for the sake of everybody involved. But so the primary focus of the Master Plan Implementation Committee over these last 6 months was to continue to refine our website that provides an up-to-date information relative to the implementation of the master plan and all the elements and strategies therein, sort of the measuring stick, if you will. This site, which is available on the town's website, categorizes each of the 7 elements and provides both an overarching summary and detailed breakdown of completed action items to fulfill the individual strategies for each of the elements. This is Andrew Shapiro's baby, and it's very, very robust if you haven't taken a look at it yet, so I recommend if you haven't, please do. So Andrew has outlined a number of detailed additions and updates that are located within the report before you. So, moving forward, sorry, here. Bigger picture, we've continued discussions relative to the potential accessory dwelling unit bylaw that would allow small accessory residential units on existing residential parcels, and how it would ultimately align with the master plan strategy number 19, which refers to additional affordable housing in town. We've also, over the last 6 months, reviewed a number of projects and initiatives before the town, specifically with a focus on how they may advance the goals and the strategies in the master plan, including the 400 Great Pond Road property acquisition and potential uses, the recreational fields master plan, the North Andover Rail Trail conceptualization that's started, the North Andover Historical Commission initiatives, the boat ramp reconstruction, and the potential rezoning of downtown. We've also welcomed 3 new members in that time: Dick Valancourt, representing the Select Board, Etan Goldberg, representing the Planning Board, and James Weefers on behalf of the Historical Commission. Outlining our what we're going ahead with over the next 6 months, we're going to sustain discussions and outreach with groups, organizations, and town bodies responsible for implementing selected strategies. We're going to continue to identify those that may be underway, completed, or in need of additional direction. Bear with me, sorry. And we're going to keep updating the website as warranted. So we look forward to continuing to answer any questions this body might have, or the public might have via the outreach process, and look forward to continuing working with you all.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. That's
Wow.
all very nice.
As a new member of that committee, I mean, I just commend the folks on that team that work on this, and then we meet every month and keep this master plan moving forward. You know, we said when we first went through the master plan process a few years back and voted it in and everything, that we weren't going to let it just sit on the shelf and just gather dust and then, you know, in 10 years do another one. So this team has really kept that master plan alive and is looking at every one of these strategies and taking action on them where possible, or at least recommending action where possible. So I think it's great that how much work this group does to keep this going. And of course, our good friend Stan here, of course, is a member of that committee as well. So, you know, thank you again for all the work you do and keeping that going.
So tell them about that 80% are.
Yeah, that's a good metric.
Yeah, so just in reference to what Stan's talking about, of the 103 different strategies outlined in the master plan, we've addressed about 80% of them to this point, whether they've been completed or in progress, or we have some direction within those, you know, in getting those fulfilled or addressed. So there's some maybe we might be able to, but for the vast majority of the strategies that have been included in the master plan, we've definitely moved forward on them in some fashion. So
The website is so helpful. We've been using it, working with our DEI consultant, and they've been so impressed with the way that you categorize it, how easy you make for people to understand, especially people who don't know the town, right? And are trying to learn about it. They were so impressed. So thank you for that.
So I'd be remiss if I don't give Andrew Shapiro full credit for, or a good portion of the credit for getting the website up and running and updating it on a constant basis.
It's amazing.
Awesome.
If you haven't checked it
It's
out,
great.
you should. It's
Yeah.
really good. Yeah.
Thank you for all your work.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. definitely integral to keeping the master plan moving forward. So we're very appreciative. Thank you.
Excellent, thank you.
Moving on to new business, item A is a request from the Patriotic Observance Committee to close Mass Ave at the Town Common and Salem Street to Ridgewood Cemetery on May 29th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. for the Memorial Day Parade. So, same as all years past. Any questions, comments? If not, I'll take a motion.
Other than it's great every year.
Yes, it is.
I'll move approval.
Okay, I have a motion
I'll second.
and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Great, thank you, we look forward to it. Item B is to appoint Ellen M. Hutchinson as special town counsel through June 30th, 2024.
So the attorney that we were using for our appellate tax board cases is no longer taking on as many cases, and we do have some rather big ones this year. And so Bill Mitchell, our amazing assessor, is recommending Ellen to serve as our special town counsel for the appellate tax board.
And could you just explain what?
Yep, so if somebody applies for an abatement on their taxes and the Board of Assessors does not approve that abatement, the taxpayer has the right to take it to basically court, and the court that has jurisdiction is the appellate tax board. It's a very specialized type of law, so we're excited to have somebody really great on board doing that.
Okay.
We
So,
only use her if we have an appeal or.
Yes,
we-
just for major
Right.
ones. A lot of the small ones we handle on our own. Bill will just go, I used to do these in Everett a lot. But when we have a big one, for instance, like a large commercial, we always make sure that we have a special counsel who comes with us, yeah.
Did you say we have a lot this year?
We have one major one.
Okay.
okay, so I will take a motion.
Madam Chair, I'll move we appoint Ellen Hutchinson as special town counsel through June 30th, 2024.
I have a motion
I'll second that.
and a second. Any further discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, great. Moving on to item C, which is to approve ARPA funding in the amount of $36,300 for a digital budgeting software program.
So Stan's gonna love this.
Sounds pretty
But
exciting.
basically, it's, everyone knows ClearGov, and that I'm very passionate about it.
Yes.
So this basically extends ClearGov, and it allows us to create our budget using their technology. It's super interactive, and all of our capital budget will be attached to it as well. So instead of us having to keep separate project pages for all the different kind of capital things we have going on, you'll be able to go in, see where the projects are, all through this like really amazing database. So we're actually planning on doing next year's budget in this new form.
Is it only the town side, like?
No,
this?
the schools will be in it too.
Great.
Everything will be in
That's
it. It'll all be built through this.
Okay,
And is this a one-time, or is there, do you pay every year? or-
That's what I
So
was about
we
to
pay every
ask.
year, but this initial fee in the beginning is more because they're getting us like an up and
it's
running
set
and
up.
everything, and
Yeah.
once it's set up. And the great thing is that with the GFOA budget that we apply for every year, they have basically made it so that the way that the budget is lined up, you automatically are eligible for GFOA,
Oh,
which will be a huge time savings for Lynn. So this will be amazing.
It actually seems pretty inexpensive
Yeah.
for the amount of, for what,
For the-
for what it does, $36,000. I mean, I would
Yeah.
have thought
More
much
than
more.
that, yeah.
I don't know how much you know about this company, but basically the man who started ClickUp is from Massachusetts. I think he lives in Hopkinton, and he worked on State Street, and he couldn't understand his town's finances. He's like, I don't, like, I'm a State Street financial guy, and I don't understand my town's finances. And so he created ClearGov so that a normal person, like me, can understand, municipal financing, which I think is really important when we're trying to make it so that we're as transparent as possible.
I think it's great. And I
Definitely.
love the fact that this man did that, because anybody who joins the finance committee with no experience at all is one that, like myself, it's a whole new language. There's acronyms, and it's like,
Absolutely.
what's a bag meeting? It doesn't sound good, things like that, so it's really,
Yeah,
it's great.
it's pretty interesting,
So I think a lot of other people will take advantage of this simplification,
I
hopefully.
hope so.
So will it just show like the chunk from the schools, or will it go more into
So it
detail?
depends how we opt in. The way we opt in now through ClearGov, like you can see every transaction that we do. Theirs is a little bit more bulked than ours. at the end of the day, it's not going to change how the school's budget is voted at town meeting. They're always going to be voted basically as a cost center with their
Yeah.
bottom budgeting. But it will have it more broken down by school spending, which is currently in their budget. It's just a little bit more difficult to understand.
find,
Yeah. So I think it's just going to make it a lot more user-friendly.
It's a great tool.
Awesome, great transparency.
We're excited.
Yeah. Okay, so I will take a motion.
Madam Chair, I'll move that the select board approve ARPA funding in the amount of $36,300 for a digital budgeting software program.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Okay, moving on to item D, to confirm the town manager's appointment of Sean Cavlahan to the planning board as a full member.
So when Alyssa got on the school committee, we lost her on the planning board. That was sad. And Sean has been serving as the associate for about, I think, almost 2 years now. And Eitan said he's been a great member, that he has great questions. And so we're going to appoint him to fill the rest of Alyssa's appointment. And we've also received, I don't know if you've noticed, but a lot of great applications. A lot of people are interested in serving on the planning board.
It's amazing.
Really
Yeah.
great applicants. too.
It's amazing. I was saying to Laura earlier, like I couldn't get over the number of
Yeah.
interesting applications we've gotten. So,
Fabulous.
yeah. So this is great.
All right, so with that, I'll take a motion.
I'll move that the select board confirm the town manager's appointment of Sean Cavlahan to the planning board as a full member for a term ending June 30th, 2026.
And I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Perfect. Okay, we're gonna move on to licensing now, so I will take a motion.
Madam Chair, move to open meeting of the North Andover Licensing Commission.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Thank you. We are now in licensing. Okay, so the first item on the agenda is an application from North Andover Country Club, 500 Great Pond Road, for a change of officers, directors, LLC managers. Do we have anybody here from? you
Madam
had-
Chair, before we do this, I just, on advice of town council, I want to just advise that I am a member of North Andover Country Club, but
Oh, okay.
I will be voting on this, though.
Okay. Hi.
I'm Boyd Oak. I'm the new general manager for North Andover Country Club. I spent the last 4 years as the general manager of Andover Country Club, and then
Oh, you've made a great choice.
I'm moving up. Yeah, and I just started in mid-February, and I'm just trying to get everything up to date as far as licensing.
Perfect.
Okay, so it appears as though everything does seem to be in order. Let me just see here, make sure I've got everything on here.
Suzanne was very thorough.
Yeah, she's great. Does the board have any questions, any concerns?
I think so.
And then if there are none, I'll take a motion.
I'll move that the select board acting as licensing commissioners approve the application from North Andover Country Club, 500 Great Pond Road, for a change of officers, directors, and LLC managers.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further questions or discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, that's a unanimous vote. So the next item is the application from the North Andover Country Club, 500 Great Pond Road, for a change of manager. Would you like to speak to this?
Yeah.
Do you like the guy?
Yeah, I heard he's a jerk. No, the last general manager left after 6 years, Jeff, and he's now the general manager of Renaissance Golf Club, and I'm taking over for him.
He's moving up 495, everybody, right? Right.
Anybody, there doesn't seem to be any issues. Does anybody have any questions, concerns? No? Then I will entertain a motion.
Madam Chair, move that the select board acting as licensing commissioners approve the application from North Andover Country Club, 500 Great Pond Road, for a change of manager.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion or questions? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And opposed, none. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
You know that they're referred to the neighbors to the south and we're the neighbors to the north, right? Did you know that? Andover to North Andover.
Oh.
We used to be united.
I didn't know that. They're both great areas.
Oh, diplomat.
Yeah. He warms up here. Yeah.
You might have a few members from Andover at the North Andover Country Club. You do need to be careful.
We do, we have,
Actually, they share a number of members between the two.
yeah, well, you have a select board member from Andover in North Andover Country Club, Chris,
Oh, I can't think of his last name.
I know his last name.
Oh, you mean
Sorry,
the-
Chris.
I know who you mean.
Huntress, Chris.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm
Yes,
saying
yes.
the architect, landscape architect, right?
And we are accepting new members if some of you are not.
Well, you're
Little
coming
sales
on at a very important time. You're gonna just really get things going. It'll be, have you opened the golf course yet?
Oh, yeah, it opened,
Should've asked you.
it's been open almost a month now.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you
thank
so
you very
much.
much.
Thanks, Blake.
Okay, so I,
One more for you.
oh, is there one more? That's right, on the next page, I even wrote on the next page. Okay, all right, so what we have here is a vote to extend temporary outdoor dining until November 1st, 2023. Did you want to speak to this, or is this just?
Oh, yeah, I mean, so as you know, the governor in March did go ahead and sign into law an act that allows for on-premises consumption to continue with the expanded patios. We, back during COVID, had done temporary, basically rules and application to allow for it as well, and we're just asking to do that for another season through November 1st, 2023.
Okay.
And it's worked really well, and it's been well received.
Oh, yeah, people like it.
Yeah.
People-
So it's just like last
It'll go
year.
back online. We took it down when
We were,
the season was over and
Yeah.
it expired.
Back
We'll
on.
put it back up now.
Yeah, people do seem to really
people
like
love
it.
it.
I think so.
We get to do this every year, or is that just depend at the state level?
So the state, now that it has extended it, they need to do it in order for us to do it, basically.
Okay.
But I think it will continue to happen.
They extended for
Two
two
more
more years,
years.
and then
Yeah.
hopefully in that time, something
Yeah.
more permanent.
It's kind of like a lot of the COVID restrictions, like the open meeting law stuff has all just kind of been continued while they're trying to figure out how to
Yes.
make it permanent.
Gotcha.
And we're just riding it.
Just do what you do.
Yeah.
Right?
Good for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, then I will move that the select board acting as licensing commissioners extend temporary outdoor dining until November 1st, 2023.
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion, any questions? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And opposed, and so it's a unanimous vote. And I will now I will entertain a motion to move out of licensing.
Chair, move to close the meeting of the North Andover Licensing Commission.
Second?
So moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
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 Okay, we are now out of licensing. Madam Chair.
Okay, we are going to move, we're going to move on to our consent items. Item A, to accept donations to the fire department from Robert and Marilyn Livingston in the amount of $25 and Marie Furneaux in the amount of $25. And item B, to accept the donation from Tim Campbell in the amount of $200 to Veterans Services.
I would say for Tim Campbell, who just recently lost his dear dad who served, it's just a very nice donation. I'm sure it's, he was thinking of his dear dad. They were best buds.
Well, we're certainly appreciative. And I will take a motion.
I'll move that the select board accept all consent items.
I have a motion
I'll
Seconded.
second.
and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Great. We are going to move on to the approval of minutes from the open session of April 19th, 2023. Any discussion, questions, comments?
I move that the Select Board approve the open session minutes of April 19th, 2023 as presented.
I have a motion
And I'll second?
and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Great. Moving right along to old business. So once again, the public hearing from 227, we have an application for AT&T small cell wireless installation on a utility pole near 477 Stevens Street, and they're requesting to continue that to May 22nd, 2023.
Madam Chair, I'll move to continue the public hearing for the application from AT&T for small cell wireless facility near 477 Stevens Street until May 22nd, 2023.
I'll second that, or whomever.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. We are now into old business. No, we already did that. Item B would be the town meeting warrant article discussion, but there's no,
None tonight, but I would request that we post a select board meeting for Tuesday before town meeting.
yes,
So we would
Perfect.
have a discussion on a couple of the articles then.
awesome, sounds great. Okay, and the town manager's report.
The only thing I have to report is that town meeting is on Tuesday. And everyone should
Not
come. It's at
tomorrow.
6:30, not tomorrow.
Not tomorrow.
Tuesday the 16th at 6:30, and it's my first time meeting in the high school auditorium. That's weird, right?
Normal.
I know. So I'm very excited about that. Yes.
It's gonna feel
So
small.
you can leave your
It's gonna be weird.
sunglasses, your
Yes.
hat, your ponytails. and-
No sunscreen this time.
Sunscreen, yeah.
Yep, this is a normal town meeting, and we encourage everybody to come.
Umbrellas.
That's right.
We get some exciting stuff to discuss, including the bond for the middle school addition.
Yeah, it's very exciting, so.
I have my shovel ready to start digging.
Woohoo!
Any select board updates or comments? Other than town meeting is next Tuesday. At 6:30, please come.
So was the first artisans, was this
yeah.
past
Mob.
weekend,
It was
or?
Sunday.
It was
It was so
Sunday.
crowded.
It was
mobbed.
amazing.
Great job.
I spent a lot of money.
You did.
Well, my kids kept saying, "Can I have $20 to buy you something for Mother's Day?"
I'm not sure you're gonna see any of that.
Very nice of them.
Yes,
That's
wasn't that
very
nice?
nice and
They
considerate.
were buying for their grandmother.
Yes, I'm not sure if actually any of them were for me. I think I might have gotten slime, but we'll see. Time will tell.
So, I mean, I guess I would say we're heading toward farmer's market season, so we would love any people in the community who want to jump on board and help. We are happy to have you, and please reach out.
And when is the next artisans market?
That's it, the only one scheduled right now.
That's the only one scheduled.
So I maybe will entice them to do one in the fall.
Okay. And we have the sheep shearing coming up.
Yes.
Yes.
What day is it? No.
May-
And if some of the
21st.
artisans wanna
21st.
display, they
So
should
it's
go
Sunday,
sheep
yeah.
shearing.
Okay,
Yeah, we-
yes, if you enjoyed your trip to North Andover
Yes, no,
for
it's-
the
it's-
artisan market, contact us about sheep shearing.
Yeah, I spoke to the chair of festival committee today about that. I said, you know, they were pretty full. You might want to give them a
Yes,
call.
they were
And
very
it's
full.
good for everybody.
Sure, it's
So-
great. So we can help with that, perfect.
Little League had a successful opening day parade, right? That's
I
fun.
missed the parade,
I
I was
know.
kind of sad about that.
I
Next
think,
year.
the chief threw out the first pitch.
He did.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Chief Gray.
You did.
Anything else? All right, on that note, our next meeting will be Tuesday, May 16th, 2023, at our annual town meeting.
At what time? Is it at 5:30? Or
It's
what
at-
time are we gonna meet?
Oh,
Probably
our,
posted at 5:30.
5:30, okay.
yep.
But town meeting's at 6:30.
Town meeting's at
In the
6:30.
auditorium.
In the auditorium.
Yes. All right, and I will take a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Yeah,
All
sit
those
here-
in
it's too
favor?
fast, sit here a little longer.
This is the quickest meeting we've had
Aye.
in a long time.
Aye.
All in favor? Thank you.
Aye.
Fine.